This is Pre-Cal 11, lesson 2.3, starting on page 74. So we are going to start dividing radicals now. So we know that if we have this, the square root of a over b is the same as the square root of a over the square root of b. And we can just extend this rule to dividing mixed radicals. So the easiest way to do this, in my opinion, is to just rewrite it. First of all, let's just rewrite this so it's a single radical. So now that's the square root of 30 over 6. And since 30 divided by 6 is 5, this is just the square root of 5. That was pretty straightforward. For this next example, I'm going to split it into the coefficient piece, and then since these are two radicals with the same index, I can make that a single radical. So this becomes 8 over 2 times the square or the cube root of 21 over 3. And since 21 over 3 equals 7, this and 8 over 2 is 4. This becomes 4 times the cube root of 7. That's a 3 in there. Okay? That's pretty straightforward, right? Let's do this again. This one I've got 15 over 10 times the square root of 48 over 6. So 15 over 10, that reduces to 3 over 2. And 48 divided by 6, that is going to be 8. So that's times the square root of 8. And now I need to simplify the square root of 8. So this is going to be 3 over 2 times 2 root 2, because I've reduced the square root of 8 a bunch of times, and I just know what that is. And these 2's cancel out. My good old cross reducing. So this equals 3 times the square root of 2. Okay, that's the answer for that one. And then D, I'll do over at the side here. Same thing. This is going to be 4 over 12 times the square root of AB over A. And then my A's cancel. So I simplify the 4 over 12. That's 1 over 3. Times the square root of b over 1, which is just the square root of b. I can write it as the square root of b over 1 if I want to. And so that's just root b over 3. Okay? Sometimes making it, converting a radical to its simplest form before dividing makes its calculation easier. And sometimes... yeah, if it's not, I don't know how you know if it is. Like this one here, I guess these ones I knew that was going to divide into that. 6 is a factor of 30. So that was going to divide. The 3 goes into 21. 6 goes into 48. So that all made sense to do it this way. 54 here, 54 in this example 2a. 54 divided by 8 is not a thing. Is it? Yeah, 54 doesn't divide equally into 8. So this one, let's simplify our two radicals first. So since 54 is 9 times 6, or 3 squared times 6, I can rewrite the numerator as 4 times 3 times root 6. And the denominator is 3 times 2 root 2. And I could have written that as 12 over 6 and then reduced it, but since I did happen to just write it this way, I can just cancel my 3's out. And I could actually cross-reduce this piece as well, and the 2 divided by 2 is 1, and the 4 divided by 2 is 2. So this now equals 2 times the square root of 6 divided by 3, so it's 2 times the square root of 3, sorry. No, I messed that up. that's 6 over 2. So that equals 2 times root 3. There we go. Okay, this one again, 126 divided by 112, that doesn't simplify easily. So let's simplify the numerator. So this 126 is going to be 126 is 9 times 14, and 112 is 16 times 7. And of course, you know, use whatever method you have to simplify these. I'm sort of glossing over that because those are things you're supposed to be able to do at this point. So 8 times the square root of 126 is the same as 8 times 3 times root 14. And the square root of 12 is going to be 4 root 7. So that becomes 8 times, oh, I can reduce the, so I'm just looking at my answers, which don't make sense. 8 times, I can reduce the 8 to 2 and the 4 to 1, so this becomes 6, the 2 times 3 is 6, times the square root of 14 over 7, so that is 6 root 2. All right, and you can always check this with your calculator. If you, I mean, even if you only got the basic calculator, you can check this for the square root ones. Last example here, this time I'm doing the cube root, so this equals 10 times cube root of 162, that's going to be 3 root 3 times the cube root of 6, that's all times, and this is going to be 20 times 4 times the cube root of 2. So that is going to be, well, here, I'll just do it the long way. This is going to be 30 over 80 times the cube root of 6 over 2. And 30 over 80 becomes 3 over 8 times the cube root of 3. Oh, I didn't put my cube root in there. There we go. Okay, so I hope you see that we're just taking each little piece of it and we're just dealing with one step at a time. If you try and do too much, that just becomes really, really awful. Okay. Okay, this example, it says to divide each term in the numerator by the denominator and then simplify. So this becomes root 24 over root 6, which, plus root 48 over root 6 minus root 108 over root 6, and then that is square root of 24 over 6, which is, or plus square root of 48 over 6 minus the square root of 108 over 6. And then since 24 divided by 6 is 4, that's the square root of 4. And 48 divided by 6 is 8, so that's the square root of 8. And 108 divided by 6 is 18, so that's the root of 18. And now I need to simplify each of these terms. So the square root of 4 is 2, and the square root of 8 is 2 root 2, and the square root of 18 is 3 root 2. So I finally have these in a shape that I can combine, and this is going to be 2 minus the square root of 2. There we go. Okay. All right, go do questions 1 to 4 and then come back and watch the video.